Well, trying to get my gigantuan extension cord out here. I don't know what I just took out, but so yeah, great start to a video, huh? Packing up my welder and all the stuff I have for wiring, because I'm gonna head up to my dad's this morning and get the bed secured on Steve, the V8 swap S10, and get the tail lights all working and everything, because Mercules left me stranded a couple nights ago. Alternator went, and it was just kind of like the last straw and a number of repairs it's needed. Now, a lot of people would be like, dude, just fix this car. It's awesome. Yeah, it is awesome. And I've had it now, altogether, I've had it over 2 years, with about 9 month, 9 month span between owning it, where I had sold it to somebody else. It's treated me good. It was a cheap car to begin with that I bought. I have done work to it. It's just, I've done enough work to it now. It needs to move on. I have a weird feeling this time of year, the person that's going to buy it is going to put it in the demolition derby at the Windsor Fair. I hope not, because it is a very clean car. It's in good shape. It needs more work than I want to put into it. I'm not a huge fan of working on these style Ford. They're a Ford product. I've had Fords before, and it's always the struggle bus with them. I would much rather work on a V8 swapped S10 pickup. So we're moving on from it. It's been a great car. What can I say? So I charged the battery up last night. It's nice and charged. It'll get me up to my dad's. Gotta pack up this. We'll wrap this thing up a little better, but pack up my extension cord, and pack up. I'll need my welder, some tools, and my heat gun and my shrink solder connectors, and grab those, and I think that'll be enough to get me in trouble. But gonna head up there and do that, go to the town office and get it registered, get the insurance switched over from this. Gonna just transfer the registration from this over. Kind of hope I don't know if I can save any of these. Yeah, I bet I can. Pretty good at getting those off. So anyways, that's where we're at. Man, I am sad. I really did like this car a lot. It's made me a lot of money hauling dead lawnmowers around, and it's been a good car. It really has. It's been a great car. But it's time to move on, and this poor truck has needed a ton of work since I got it. I mean, honestly. And it has been delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. And it's going to have to get delayed again. I got to get this S10 on the road. That'll get me till about October. I'll be able to drive that. The little that I do drive, I can drive that and tear this thing apart. This is needing, this bed is very, very tender. Frame's in really good shape. Cab is structurally in good shape, but I got a couple doors right there to go on. And I got a couple fenders that need to go on. And I've got an old late 70s snowmobile trailer that I'm going to turn into a flatbed. And then we've got tons of rust issues around the cab corner and the rockers. And with those, I'll show you in later videos as I take this thing apart what I'm going to do. It's going to have kind of like what you call rock sliders right under the door where the rocker panels are. And then I think I'm going to definitely going to cut the other one out. Maybe this one I might save, but I'm going to cut these areas out and put little tin toolboxes in there. So you'll have to stay tuned for that. I got to get to it and get after it. All right, cleaned out a little spot in Dad's top garage. Time to get this thing working. So this bed, the mounts on it are messed up. I don't know if you can see it. I'm standing what should be this outer edge right here, should follow right along and then come right to that point right there. But as you can see, it's not right. And the other side looks like it. This is the weird part, is if you look at the tire, it's underneath. Now remember that this part's out further. Now look at that. The tire's just about showing. So it's got to go that way up there. Only one bolt hole lines up. Actually, I think two. So I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to weld it right to the frame. Tack weld, of course. But that will get me by. That way I can focus on getting these tail lights hooked up and everything working back here, and address any other small things that might need to be done. But that's where I'm at. That's where I'm going with this. So stay tuned. Well, I got all the lights to work. Just doing the old shrink solder connectors on them, and I'm gonna zip tie everything up best I can. Yeah, don't look too close, but I welded the bed right to the frame. The bed is off, like this back side. This corner is in this way more than it should be, and the front is over that way, and it's just not quite right. So I put it on there as straight as I could, and later on when I get some time, we'll grind the welds off and fix it the way it's supposed to be. But yeah, look at this frame, pretty good. Bed's kind of but I'm so excited right now. Dad's cleaning it out. He figured out it was registered. Could have been driving it this whole time. Anyways, a little quick update. Dad's taking it for one more rip. Yeah, I'll go over here. When I said there was cool shit here in my last video, it's kind of what I was talking about. It's like a mid to late 30s DeSoto. Somebody had cut it down and they were gonna make like a street rod out of it, or a vintage race car or something. But unfortunately, a local logger dragged a log over it and completely ruined it. So they cut it apart widthways, narrowed it up, and turned it into a gate. Right now it's just holding oars, random oars and stuff, but yeah, mint. There it is. We cleaned her up, a little bit with a dirty rag, and she's ready to go. Gonna go, it's registered now. He found the plates and the registration is still registered from last year, but I'm gonna go register it, and good to go. Man, apologize for the probably weirdly edited video, but this is the end of the video. I got it together. It is good to go down the road. It's legal beagle. It goes great. It's chewed up some Berryman's and some Marvel Mystery Oil with some high octane or higher octane premium fuel. It seemed to have start coming back. The secondaries seem to be opening a little bit better, and it just overall seems like it's coming out of whatever it was hung up on. But here it is. This is Steve, 1984 S10, Chevy S10 pickup truck. In the last video I said it was a 350. It is not a 350. It is actually a 327 out of I think Steve said it was a late 70s, early 80s Corvette. I can't remember. It is out of a Corvette. I could be way off base on the year, but I remember my dad had said something about Steve saying he had a Corvette engine under the bench he was going to put in his S10, and that sparked my memory on what what engine this came out of. He had a bunch of goodies, add-ons done to it. It's got a turbo 350 transmission. I'll just do a walkabout here. Tack. It's got some decent gauges down here. It's got the perfect shifter. I love that shifter. I wish it was a little bit longer. In fact, I might think about getting something, making an extension of some sort. But for now, it works perfect. Radio, speakers, not so much. You know what? I'm gonna keep the light bar. Some people might look at this thing and be like, why? But I like it. I really, really do like it. It kind of reminds me, and this is the reason, of the little Napa truck, scale sized. I'm not sure which size scale, a little bigger than my pinky to my thumb. Napa truck that had the push down top, and you pushed it around and it made noise and the light bar lit up. It kind of reminds me of that. So I gotta get a switch in there and wire it all up. This hood's not in the best of shape, but there it is. Probably, we're gonna do some work to it. We got headers for it. Dad's got a set of headers over there for it. The proportioning valve is not, there's something going on with that, but it does have pretty good brakes. It just pretty much is just front brakes, and when you let off the throttle and hit the brakes, at some points it feels like it just isn't working quite right. The vacuum isn't working quite right. Yeah, it runs good. I let it sit and idle for a little while. It did get up to what did it get up to? It got up to 210, I think. No, it was about 220, which is fine. The bed is welded on. I'm going to have to grind the welds off to get it back off. But for whatever reason, I'm not really sure what the deal is with this bed in this truck. I don't know if there's something bent or something, but I gotta crawl underneath it and figure out why this bed is like this. If you look down this side, you will see it. Okay, right about there, you're flush. That door is flush. That bed should come straight towards me, and it doesn't. It goes that way a little bit. But the funny part is if you look down the side, you look down the side of the truck, the tire is right there. Now let's go over here and look. See that? I should be able to see the door from here, and I can't. So it's a little bit cockeyed. Roll pan needs to be secured. I've got this trailer hitch over here that I took off from the Mercury. Oh, and I'm gonna fabricate it to fit this truck. But I'm gonna leave the roll pan. I'm gonna leave the roll pan, all right, and then take out the license plate. And I don't know if these have a hole in the back or not. I can't remember. It doesn't, so I'm gonna have to cut the hole out. But I'm gonna cut the hole out. I'm gonna mount it so the receiver is flush with the back side of the plate, and I'm gonna put a little hinge on it. That way, when I don't have my receiver hitch in, it can lay flat like that. But when I have my receiver hitch in and I got my trailer on, it'll flip up and it will just rest on the top of the receiver hitch. But I think I'm not 100% sure that those are gonna line up, but they're gonna be darn close. And I'll figure it out. I'll get something on there. Yes, it will turn the tires. Like, this transmission is tight. It will chirp second and third gear. That turbo 350 is right there. And yeah, you start burning in first gear, and it's got a pause in it, 373 gearing. And you start in first gear and you just let her tack up a little bit, and then let off the brake and ditch to ditch, and then bang her up in a second, and she'll chirp and get right down and, get right down and dirty and take right off. And it runs great. It's such, I really can't tell you how happy I am right now and how incredibly surprised I am that I am the owner of this truck. It's unreal. I really got to thank my dad, Mark Collins. We've been through a lot through the years, and this is so much more than what I feel like I deserve. But I hope that Steve Walton was the owner of it. I hope he's sitting right in that passenger seat every time I get in it and go for a ride. And now the Mercury, I just didn't want to put my time into that thing anymore. I really didn't. What kind of sucks is this only seats 2, so now really got to get it on this truck and get it all fixed up, get the front end. I'm not even going to worry about the bed for now. The bed it would be cool to get the bed on this summer, but I think I'm going to wait till winter time and just worry about getting the front end rebuilt, getting the doors put on it, getting the rockers and these cab corners fixed, and get back into, that way I can fit my whole family in there, because obviously I can't fit them all in this. But it's got a pretty cool tonneau cover, has one little rip in it. Dad put a sticker, you can pause it,
and read that. It's kind of funny. But the tonneau cover, those work. Really hoping to get this hitch on here before the weekend so that I can do the Sesquicentennial Parade. And what I'm going to do is just set up my family crest right in the back here, and then haul my that dragster right there, and then that has my business name on the back of the trailer. I don't even know where my trailer is. Oh yeah, it's right there. But yeah, the taillight got the taillights all hooked up. The trailer ribbon is all hooked up, ready to be used. I can't remember what was in here. Seats, yeah, seat bottoms or adjusters, and the springs for the lowering kit. I am so glad Dad took the lowering kit out of this thing. It was literally the worst part about it. This thing would just banged around. It was not fun. Now it's got, you know, a little bit better setup. It has it sits nice. It's got the, what do we got on the back here? We got Mastercraft. What is it? 235, 75, 15. On the front, we got, I think they're Kumos. Yep. 235, 70, 15. So I'm just, I can't stop smiling. I don't even know what to say. I'm just beside myself. Frame is mint. I mean, what more could a guy ask for? But anyways, that finishes up this video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I mean, we got all kinds of projects. All kinds. Getting rid of that tomorrow, I hope. I'm done with that. I need to move on from it. It needs wiring for this pump done, but it has like a relay box on it, and I'm done with it. I don't want to mess with it anymore. It runs good, starts up and goes like it should. They're just gonna have to find somebody else to do the pump, the hydraulic pump thing. If it was just as simple as, you know, hooking a couple wires up and making it work, which I can jump to the battery and it works, but that's got some sort of a controller on the hydraulic pump, and I don't even know. I could, but I don't have the time. I've got 2 weeks worth of stuff just lined up here, and a car that broke down and had to mess with that so that I had wheels. So, but I got the wife's car serviced. It's all good to go now. The transmission is serviced, and the oil change has been done, and there's stuff just showing up. Oh my gosh, I gotta get back to work. See you in the next video.